Hello, come in. Welcome to my page. I'm Sarah with DIY with Crafty Sarah. This is my segment of craft round the clock. Let me find us here. We'll see who pops in. Tracy, get us shared over. Let's see, I need to go towards, let me feel this way. There we go. Maybe that'll be right. I'll look and see here. I always want to make sure you guys can see everything. I've been chewed out by a person on YouTube that said she couldn't see what I had. And I'm like, sorry. Didn't mean it. Did not mean it. Okay. So I'm going to do this cutout that I've had, and actually I think it's part of two different kind of cutouts. Thanks, Tracy. And it is tulips, and then this little canning jar, and this little chicken wire fits over the top of that, and then the tulips fit down inside the canning jar. So we need to do the canning jar, and I'm trying to decide, I want to base coat it, and then I want to age it with wax and then scrape it off. So I think I want to do, I'm going to do buttermilk as my bottom color. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hi, Lori. Yeah. Isn't that nuts, Lori? Today is my friend Stella's birthday. And I met Stella in high school, probably junior high, probably high school. She should know better. Yeah, and you're right behind me, you're right. Yep, she's March 3rd, or you're March 3rd. She's today, February 3rd. So I'm just going to put this buttermilk on here, and then we'll dry it, and then we're going to wax it. Then we're going to paint it and scrape it, and I want my stuff to have an aged look about it, but I wasn't really sure about that because tulips, you know, I don't know. You pop on, say hi. I'm going to let her know that I am on a live. Okay. Okay, there we go. She's got it. It's funny, you can sit here all day long and your phone doesn't ring, and then you go live and your phone rings. The cord's caught in my drawer. So here we are, Tuesday already. Isn't that crazy? Man, the days go fast. This time last week, I was hooting and hollering in Las Vegas. Oh my gosh, you wait for those vacations to come, and then they come and go so fast, you hardly remember you were even there. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So I'm thinking I'm just going to do this jar in a zinc, and then maybe do the chicken wire in slate gray. Oh my gosh, I thought I grabbed purple, but I didn't. I want to do a purple. Do I want a dark purple or do I want a like a lavenderish purple? Hi Mary, how are you? Hi Chris. Okay, I'm going to grab some wax. You guys, I just use, I have candles. I'm going to use one of these little scenty wax things. I'm just going to wax this. I'm going to wax it pretty good because it's going to be covered with that chicken wire. And it's going to have some jute around the collar of it. So now I'm going to paint zinc on here. Hi Cheryl. Cheryl, I ordered my part today. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Maybe that's too big. Maybe not. It's big, but I cut this out a year ago, probably. I'm sure it was a year ago because it can have carrots, and then it also had like a bunny that could go on it. Boy, that wax right there chunked up. And I had these tulips, and I actually think I bought these tulips from somebody else a while ago. Not gonna lie, I'm terrible about like that. Okay, so let's dry that. I want that good and dry. You know what? We didn't. But I brought home money, so I'm a winner. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. I'm a winner. I came home with money. I won a little, but I don't gamble. He gives me money, and I just kind of sneak it away, put it away. I can spend my money however I want to spend it. Oops. Dang it. Guess we'll be waxing that or taking that off. Then I came home to my son giving me and his wife being very generous to me for my birthday to help me with my laser. Bless their hearts. So it was awesome. So today I got right on the internet and I got that baby ordered. What are those little wet spots? Is that me spitting? Might be. Okay, I'm gonna let that cool down a second because I feel like if I don't, yeah, I'm not going to say I didn't gamble. I did. But he gave me, several hundred. And some hundreds and some 20s and a 50. And I kept all the hundreds back. I used the 50 and I used some 20s that I brought. But I came home with money. So I was excited about that. Okay, so now I'm just going to scrape off some of this paint because I want this to have a weathered look. That's not exactly what I was hoping for. I feel like if I get my big scraper out, I feel like it's gonna, what about this? Maybe I just need to lightly go. I just peeled it right up. Okay, I'm going to get some of that off of there. And you know what? He knows he knows I don't spend my money like he does. And he's grateful for that. So I brought home more than I got. So I did good. I did great. And we had a great time. Oh my gosh, you guys, the weather was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. That was the best weather that we've had in Las Vegas for I can't even tell you how many years. I don't know. It's going to come UPS and they shipped it today. So I will find out tomorrow probably. It says that I'm going to go ahead and just kind of dirty this up a little bit. It says that it will when they make the shipping label or something, I will get the information of when it's coming. Hopefully it doesn't take very long. My laser's been down since October. Oh my gosh, I guess. Holy mackerel, girl. Someone was probably thought, well, I thought I had $100. Where'd it go? They're like, I must have gambled it away and I didn't even know it. First of all, you never take more than you're willing to lose. Or never gambling more than you're willing to lose. And we don't. So, it's all good. It's all good. And we went to see The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. You guys, that was like over the top. Over the top. If you ever... No, he didn't win anything, Cheryl. It was the crappiest time that we've had as far as... Last year, we both got royal flushes. Is that the craziest thing, that a husband and wife could get royal flushes in the same year? You know, some people go. My brother-in-law has never had one. He's been out in Vegas for 50 years. Something like that. John and I had one. We both had one last year. That was my... Wow. I say that's my first one. It's my first real one because the first one I got was at the Tropicana. And I was playing a machine and I was down to like having 2 quarters or 3 quarters in it. And instead of adding quarters to go for the full 5, I didn't, and I hit a royal flush. Well, let me tell you. Didn't pay for squat. So it really wasn't that great. So I always say I've never had a royal flush. Really I have, but I didn't get anything off of it. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I got something off of it, but nothing like 1,000. Oh, thank you. Yep, I've been through some storms. Then I came home. We flew in on Friday night, about 8:30, in a town that's about 45 miles away from us. And I hopped in. My husband drove me over to our daughter's. That was about 20 miles from the airport, 20 miles to the east, and we are to the south. And I got in my car and off to Omaha I went because my son wanted me, hey Holly, my son wanted me to watch his boys. That's my son that's trying to get the heart transplant because he had some free miles that he wanted to use and he had to use them up by January 30th or lose them, and they didn't want to lose them. You know, you don't want to lose them. So he talked to his doctors and everybody approved it, and he was able to go to San Francisco for 2 days, 3 days. So they got home last night. And I got home yesterday morning. And I was exhausted. And then we went to our granddaughter's TVC basketball game last night. And they won. Yay! Go Hornets. So we go to her game Thursday night is the next one. And she's playing at a school that's only 15 miles away from us, so that's, and she lives 45 minutes away from us, so that works out pretty good for us. Okay, so that's going to be my chicken, and I think I'm going to go ahead and distress that to you guys. Let's set these over here. Should keep them away from each other in case I would need them again, but it's probably too late for that. Yeah, you are, duh. Trying to call me when I'm on my live. What are you doing, girl? So I thought a purple tulip. I'm going to dirty those to you guys. So what colors should we do? Purple and maybe I should do a buttermilk one. Just a white. Buttermilk's like yellowish though. What color should I do my tulips? And here's my glue. You guys, I was gone, you know, and my glues are not, well, that might work. I can hear air when I squeeze it. I'm just going to go around this. Yep. Oh my Lord, it works. Yay! And then once it's dried on there, then I'll dirty it a little bit. Distress it. Distress. I'm not going to go around every single one of these. I just feel like maybe some would be a plenty, right? Right, I think that's all right. So this has two little lines that I glued on there earlier, so that makes the pocket. Just want to make sure you get everything lined up. You have a couple of seconds with this kind of glue. This glue is called art glitter glue. It dries in about 5 minutes, like solid at 5 minutes. But until then, you have some time to kind of mess around a little bit and slide stuff in the right spot and all the things. I think we're pretty good. We need a pink one. Josh is doing okay. He's basically what he's doing now is he's holding his own. I'm going to grab my colors here. So we're going to go purple and pink. I'm going to go with a darker pink. And what for the third one, you guys? Purple, pink. I don't even know. Purple, pink, and what? Actually, I have my ribbon. What do I do with it? Oh, I set it in here. Purple, pink, and yellow. Okay, so I think we'll do one buttermilk. And I might just go, ooh, that needs shaken. Yeah, we're gonna go yellow. But I think we'll do buttermilk. Or should I do yellow, yellow? I am gonna grunge them a little bit. So you are on Craft Round the Clock, or you're on my page. And if you're on Craft Round the Clock, that's awesome. If you're not and you'd like to join, join. So I think I'm going to set these. I'm not even sure how they go, you guys. But I think I'm going to set them like that. Because that will give me 3 separate. So should I do the front one pink? This is going to be dragon fruit, and that is pink. But you know, tulips can be very vibrant. Probably could do a double tone, those double tones. But that might be I don't know. So go down each, like yeah, that'd be like going down the sides and then going down the middle. And we got to see Blake Shelton while we were in Vegas. I just love that guy. Anybody watch the Grammys last night? Or was that last night? I don't even know. Today's Tuesday, right? So was it last night? It was Sunday night, wasn't it? Isn't that terrible? It's terrible when a girl can't even remember. Let's see. Let me grab yellow. Do I have a nice yellow though? Here's dark yellow. I could do that. I could take shades of, like another shade of pink and go down the other side. No doubt about it. Tulips are like one of my favorite flowers. Really, I'm a sucker for a bulb flower. The only thing is they just don't last. They just don't last long enough. Okay. So I need to grab a light pink, a light lavender. Let me see here. That color is lilac, very light. But I'll put another coat of that on there too. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Hi, Ribbon Branch Crafts. I should know your name, but I can't remember it. I'm terrible. It takes me a little bit. If you guys see some of my friends on here and you're not following, please follow them. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps them out. Everybody's getting a second coat, and then we're going to call that good. So we have a launch coming on February 10th with our chalk couture. We actually just had a launch with new Charlie Brown stuff, peanut stuff. And I did get some of that stuff. And I do want to definitely do some projects with that. So then we're going to have to decide what to do with my little tag that says Spring Tulips. And, oh, my drippy nose. You know, I go live and my nose stops dripping. Hi, Cindy Lou. We had a great time, Cindy. Hi, Keffany. Love you too, sister. We had a good time, Cindy. We just, you know, chilled, hooked up with family. The weather was, oh my gosh, you guys. We left. It was like 25 below zero, wind chill. Oh, it was gross. We got there, we walked outside, we went to get the cab. We walk outside of the terminal, and you know, usually it's kind of stinky underneath there when you go outside there, just from the emissions and stuff, cars, and you walk out. I just took a deep breath and I said to my husband, oh my Lord, is this not wonderful? And he said, yes, it is. It's fabulous, and it was. It was fabulous. Oh my God, Cindy, yes, go. I'm so jealous that my friends, my classmate friends, they went and saw the Eagles. And actually, John and I were sitting at the Sphere, at the Wizard of Oz, like we're in the Sphere at the Wizard of Oz, which was like over the top. And he goes, well, we just got a text from our concierge that says that we can get tickets to see Blake Shelton for 25% off. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. And I go, well, what do you think? And he goes, do you want to go see him? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, he didn't know I'd already seen him. I think I've seen him twice already. Once for sure, and I'm pretty sure twice. And he goes, he's like, okay, so we booked the tickets. While we're sitting there in the Sphere at the Wizard of Oz, we booked tickets for Blake Shelton for that same night. So we basically went to the Wizard of Oz, got a cab, and had him take us directly to the Caesars, the Coliseum, and we went to see Blake. And man, if that isn't a good show. So yeah, I know the Wizard of Oz was crazy. So then, I don't know if it was the next day, or I don't know, something. I realized that we could have gone to the Eagles. The night, maybe that, let's see, we went and saw the Wizard of Oz on Wednesday. So I think it would have been Thursday that the Eagles were going to be there. And I'm like, oh my God, we could have went to the Eagles. But whatever. We didn't. So. But they did. My classmates did. They were all sitting in the airport as we came in. I got an apple. I did. Sitting in my house on a shelf. It is. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna. Do I want to move? I have to think about this maybe. Whoop, there it went. Okay, I'm going to call that. I'm going to glue that down in the back. But man, when you buy your tickets, thank you, Keffany. So Josh, you guys, when I went to his house to watch his kids, there was a container on the kitchen table that was about half this big, like this big, full of medication. My immediate thought was, oh my gosh, you poor kid. And I know that he took, you know, that's, of course he has a pill box, you know, that he fills and stuff daily. So he left, you know, those were the big, which I don't, now that I think about that, that probably wasn't even the smartest thing to do, is it? Because what would happen if you got stranded and you didn't have your medicine? He didn't, but you know, you never know these days what the heck's going to happen. So he's in heart failure. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He's in heart failure. So there's our canning jar. Isn't that cute, you guys? I love that. And I can put an easel, and I think I will put a stand on the back of that. So now I need to paint the stems of these green. And do I want the outsides to be the dark or the insides to be the dark? The inside probably, right? Don't you think? So I'm going to go with lavender. Hope I don't screw these up. And just do this outer part. So he's holding his own. He sees a transplant doctor, Dr. Zolte, on February 11th. And I just hope that he can get some good answers by then. I need that to come together, I think. I hope he can get some answers by then. I don't know. You know, he's not, he doesn't get to live, you know, his life isn't, the quality of life is not fabulous. That's why I was glad that he could go away this weekend and him and his wife could have some time. You know, just time to not have to sit and think about what medicine you have to take or what it's going to do to you or how you're going to feel or, you know, that kind of stuff. Just go have fun and I don't know. I don't know, you guys. So, I need some, I think I'm going to try buttermilk. It's just a real pale yellow. And actually, I can mix some of that yellow in with it to make it just a skosh more yellow. You know, our prayers are that he can qualify for a transplant at some point. And that they get it to him before he's too sick to take it. Because that, you know what, you guys, that's a real deal. That is a real deal. You have to be sick enough to qualify for it, and you have not too sick to get it. So it's kind of weird, but that's exactly how it is. I think my tulips look like kindergartners. I'm gonna grab some pink. Pink, pink, pink. Where's pink? I'll get cotton candy. maybe. Oh, my Lanta. Whew. Okay, I have to squirt it out. I always get nervous because it squirts so much. Thanks, Kevin. You know, if I was a real painter, I'd shaved all that business, but I'll be anxious to hear what those guys thought about the Eagles. Because I was trying to figure out how they put on a concert in that place. Like when the tornado comes, stuff is flying through the air. Like the person in front of you's hair is blowing and you feel the tornado. You really do. And you see that cow flying through the tornado, and you see the old wind. It's funny. It's funny, but it's, and there's some parts that are missing, but, and I know the parts that were missing, but it didn't affect anything. It really didn't. It really did not affect anything. It still was awesome. In the February 19th, I go watch my granddaughters. So my daughter and her husband can go to Mexico for a week. Or like, probably not a week, but close to a week. You know, I remember when I was like 30 years old. I'd never been on a plane before. My husband's a funeral director. The National Funeral Directors Convention was being held in Louisville, Kentucky. And his boss said he could go. So we went. Hi, Mary. Thank you. And I had never been on a plane before. And I just remember driving away from the house. We have 4 kids. And my mom, it was either my mom or his mom that came. I'd say it was probably my mom, but I don't know that because Mary Sue watched them too. And I was always more comfortable when my mom watched them though, because I always thought my mom could handle my animals better than my mother-in-law. And animals meaning my children. And I remember we were in the car driving down the highway. We had just pulled out of the driveway. We're leaving. And I told my husband, I said, if we ever have grandchildren, I am going to watch my grandkids for my kids. I said, this is huge. To have your mom come in and stay with your kids. And you're able to go do something. It's a big deal. I felt like it's a big deal. I appreciated it so much. And then we started going to Vegas every year for market. We go to market. So I think I'm going to do this a lavender color. Am I getting close to 9? I am. I'm going to have to go at 9. My time will be up. So I've told my kids, I'm like, I will watch your kids one time a year. for you to go do something. So I have 4 kids, 8 grandchildren. They're all in twos. 2 boys, 2 boys, 2 girls, 2 girls. Now the boy, our youngest boy right now is in Mexico with his wife, celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary. But her mom and her brothers and sister, they live down where they're at, so they don't need us as much as the other kids do. So I've watched them, but I don't watch them like I watch the other ones. But it's a big deal to watch these grandbabies. Yeah, it was inside the sphere. Yep. The Wizard of Oz. But it's like an 8K, Cheryl. It's crazy. So when the thunder thunders, your chair moves. When the tornado goes, there's crap flying through the air. Like pieces of it. It ends up being leaves. I'm not really sure how they do that and not have that, like get in people's eyes and that kind of stuff, but they didn't. And then when they are in the forest and Dorothy is reaching up on those apple trees to grab an apple to eat them, and the apple trees cuss at her and tell her to go away, how would they like it if they picked something off of her? Well, that is when the apples drop from the ceiling. They're just foam apples. And people are running to get those babies. And the tornado, yeah, that, and when the Oz comes, you know, and he's like, I am the great and powerful Oz, and that fire goes, the fire comes into it's in our arena that we're at, so it's kind of scary, but it's cool. Very cool. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. And you know, my husband, John, he was like, he goes, it's all about you, honey. It's all about you. As far as going to it, he didn't give 2 craps about going to it, but he knew I really wanted to go to it. And so he was all about it. And, but he liked it. He was like, oh my gosh, this is something. So yeah, it ended up being better than he thought. I almost feel like I want to take a different color green and just kind of variegate I think I'm just going to squirt it right in there. Variegate my little leaves. No, not really. I mean, it's a walk. We cabbed. We cabbed in, so. And they bring you right up there and drop you off. And then we went out, and I thought, oh my Lord, we're probably going to have to wait forever. But you know what? It really wasn't as bad as I thought. What in the heck is that? Well, get off of there. You can't really see that much, but you kind of can. Okay, you guys, it's coming on almost 9 o'clock. 59. So I'm going to let this dry, glue this together, put it on here, put my little tag on it, and then I have coffee stained some gingham in lavender, yellow, and pink, and I will make a raggedy bow and put it on there, and I will take a picture and show it to you. I did, Cheryl. I bought tickets for Monday that week because we always fly in on Sunday, and forgetting that they changed that last year. So I bought the tickets and then realized we weren't going to be there yet. So I had to get rid of my tickets. So I sold them way cheap. Way cheaper than what I paid for them. Yeah. So that was that. That's how that worked. So we were able to go. Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your night, and I will take a picture of my project and I will show it to you. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you all. Sprinkle me out if you can. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.